joining us on stage. For more info on Harmony One Wallet, everyone, please welcome Aaron to the stage. Woo.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aaron Lee. I'm the creator of One Wallet. It is the next generation open source smart contract wallet, and that's built for Harmony, but can support and potentially run on all these Ethereum compatible blockchains, because that's what Harmony is. It was released to the Harmony community by word of mouth at around September, and to date, we already have thousands of people on Harmony using it and transacting over millions of dollars in value. So, for the last 2 months or so. It is made to be secure, durable, and very easy to use, and it is already audited by both security professional auditing firms and very prominent researchers in the industry. So, the cool thing about this wallet is it's probably the first wallet in the crypto world that doesn't have any seed phrases, private keys, or a single point of failure. I've been a crypto wallet user for over 10 years, actually exactly 10 years. And I know these things are very painful. And they are probably one of the biggest hurdle for user experience and security when you want to bring people into the Web3 world. And the good news is we got rid of all of them. So we designed the wallet from scratch and invented new mechanisms at every step, almost every step, to do everything better. And we made no compromise, so in terms of security, in terms of safety. So every crypto primitive we use is already battle tested for decades in the industry. And every mechanism we use is documented and open source and reviewed by the community and by the scholars and researchers in the field. So feel free to go to GitHub and take a look. So let me go into a little bit detail. So setting up a One Wallet is easy. You already saw a demo from Z just a moment ago. But let me, you can go to the GitHub repository. If you want to try it right now, like today, you can go to the GitHub repository and follow the link and try it yourself. But let me describe just how easy it is. So you, after you go to the link, you will see a QR code, and you just scan it. And that will be a unique QR code that set up a seed to your authenticator, Google Authenticator on your phone. And then what you need to do is just copy the authenticator code back to your browser or your phone's browser, and that's it. And after a few seconds, you got your wallet ready. And this authenticator code controls basically the gate to your wallet. So you need that for every transaction. And each code is 6-digit. You get a new one every 30 seconds, and if people see your code, it doesn't matter, because it's gone after 30 seconds, and it's only valid for one-time use. And even if other people get your code, there are extra protections that we have in One Wallet that make sure that they couldn't just use it to use your money. And unlike some of the hardware wallets and air-gapped wallets, like I wouldn't like, there are just so many, I wouldn't name all of them. So we made no compromise on the user experience. And that means every transaction you want to do with One Wallet, you can do it under 5 seconds. You don't need to mess around with your hardware wallet to verify this or that and just waiting for it to confirm. So despite all this very simplistic user experience, One Wallet has many layers of security protection. So first of all, the authenticator code is generated offline completely by the Google Authenticator. The information goes one way only. So that goes from the authenticator screen to your eyes. And other standard authenticator apps, if you don't like Google authenticators, other authenticator apps, they do the same. You can even use hardware if you want. So the setup seed, as I mentioned earlier, that is sealed off from regular access. And that's actually a big deal. And it actually removes one of the biggest security risks in private key wallets like MetaMask. So in those wallets, every time you make a transaction, you have to retrieve the private key. And you use the private key to sign something, to generate a signature and send it to the blockchain. So every time you do that, you give the attacker, like for example, a hacker, like or me, if I'm a hacker, to intercept your private key. And once I get your private key, all your assets are gone. I can do whatever I want. It's not the case with one wallet. With hardware wallets, it works slightly differently. So you send the transaction data to your hardware, and your hardware signs the thing, send you something back, and you send it to the blockchain. But similarly, we can just manipulate the transaction and get your hardware wallet to sign the wrong thing and steal your money. Or if your hardware wallet isn't really that secure, I can just crack it in and get your private key, the same thing. And so that's the first thing. The second thing of one wallet is resiliency. So even if your client is hacked, I believe actually many wallet users do. I see incidents like this on Twitter every day. People have like hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars just get stolen because they installed some kind of a malware, like beautiful picture, nude picture.png, .exe, something like that. Well, with one wallet, even if your computer is hacked, your one wallet is still safe because, so unlike MetaMask, an attacker can't just read your hard disk and find your file for the private key and crack it. By the way, it's very easy to crack that, even if it's password protected. So with one wallet, with the data stored at the client means either your browser or your phone or something, the attacker just can't do anything without the authenticator code, the 6-digit. So likewise, an attacker who only has your authenticator code can't really do anything with your wallet because they don't have the data necessary that's generated by the setup seed from your client. So even the time constraint, but remember that's 30 seconds per code. The time constraint make it really hard for the attacker to really do anything to succeed. And even if they do succeed, we have extra mechanisms to make sure the damage is almost minimal and sometimes negligible because of the spending limit and other just mechanism built into the smart contract. That's why it's a smart wallet. So we designed one wallet with a goal that you cannot lose your asset no matter whatever stupid things that you do. So first, as long as you have your authenticator code, you can restore your one wallet on any device, on anywhere. Or you can just scan the setup seed QR code from, say, some authenticator like Google Authenticator. And a lot of authenticators, they also have the backup and restore features by themselves, so it's almost impossible to lose your one wallet. And let's say, even if you lose your authenticator code somehow, you can still recover all your assets by just go to any of the client that you used before and use the recover asset feature. So the asset will be automatically sent to a pre-configured wallet of your choosing. But even if you forgot that, you didn't set up any recovery wallet, we have a one wallet DAO, that's the default recovery address that we can probably help you. And by the way, even if you lose all the access in all your clients and your authenticator entry, you can use your recovery address, just send 1.01 to your one wallet, and you get your asset back. That's subject to a 14-day inactivity period. So there are many, many different layers and many different ways to get your money back. So this is the last slide. I'm taking probably 1 more minute than I should be, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done with one wallet, and I really look forward to work with developers in this community to make it better. So we have a big upgrade coming in about 2 weeks, and that's going to make one wallet 100% faster and more secure. And you already saw demos from Z. That's a wallet built on one wallet that looks really cool and really easy to use. And we hope that we can make the fundamental layers better and enable more apps like that. And one wallet right now already supports DApps integration like SushiSwap, NoSafe, DaVinci Marketplace, and all that. And we are going to launch more apps. We are going to build more native clients. And we're going to have make the integration really standard, like with just Web3 library, one-line integration, then you're done. And we're going to give every user a domain name, so you don't need to copy your long address everywhere. And that domain name is going to work on both Web2 and Web3. And you can have your personal space. And we'll have NFT, P2P NFT, such that you can follow, discover, and trade NFTs without actually going to any marketplace. We'll have privacy mixers, and we'll probably be among the first wallets that's going to offer built-in private transactions. So nobody actually can know where the money they just received from are coming from. And we'll actually make zero-knowledge proof that's central to one wallet. And that's going to enable a lot of cross-chain use cases. That's going to make it practical and efficient. And we'll have staking and basic income and all that. And all these are on the roadmap and in Q1 and Q2, and we'll make all of them happen. And thank you very much. That's it.